The year's 2018. I'm 16, and I'm desperately infatuated with the YA novel The Sun Is Also a Star. And the plot thickens and it gets better and better. The Jamaican girl falls in love with the Korean American boy, and as they walk into the family's business for the very first time, it's a beauty supply. And all that I was thinking was, wow, when will I fall in love with someone that can get me all the 𝓂𝓮𝓮 I need?
2, please. 1B is too dark and 4 washes me out.
But this segment in the book got me to wondering, for all of the years that I'd spent going to the beauty supply, for all of the black women that I'd seen shopping there, the products with our faces, the posters with our hairstyles, I'd rarely seen a black person being the shop owner. Where did beauty supply stores in the US come from? To answer this, I found a rich history of black entrepreneurship, consumer power, and a lot of Snoop Dogg do-rags. I'm Taylor Cassidy, and this is Black Girl Magic Minute.
We need black queens on the TV screen and behind the scenes. Melanated women know what that really means and need to be seen. They run the world full throttle, pretty black faces, more than a model. Get black magic girl, put it in a bottle. Come on girl, it's your cue, mad potential in you.
First, thank you to 𝓫𝓾𝓮 for supporting this channel. You really commented something that made me smile, so thank you so much. Now let's get started. I freaking love the beauty supply, okay? If I was Eurydice in the Greek myth of Orpheus, and instead of the underworld, it was a never-ending beauty supply, I would be screaming at Orpheus to look back at me so I could stay there forever. No hard feelings. And I'm not alone. Almost every black person I've met has memories of going to the beauty supply to peruse the maze of products and hair accessories before your braid appointment or after school. But what makes it different from just going to Sephora or Walmart, apart from the products not being locked up every time you walk in? All of these products, all of them, the entire store, are catered just for us. You walk in and it's like an oasis for all of the hair and beauty needs that usually go unaccounted for in the mainstream beauty industry. Plus, them $1 lip glosses and mascara got me through high school, okay? And it's the only makeup my mom allowed me to wear. So this very black ass industry had to have started with black people, right? It's a little bit tangled. Let's unravel it. Ugh. Oh. So the year is 1924, and politicians Albert Johnson and David Reed created an act that would specifically ban Asian immigrants from entering the United States. What? Why? Well, it was a couple years after World War I had just ended. The Red Scare had many Americans believing that immigrants were plotting against America, and many people, including said politicians, wanted the US to be ethnically homogenous, meaning they wanted all the people in the US to look the same. And you know what? That kind of gags me, because how you gonna take land from people who don't look like you, then turn around and steal people, force them to be there that don't look like you, then be mad when the country becomes diverse? Right. Like, be for real. So eventually Johnson and Reed succeeded in getting the Immigration Act of 1924 to be passed, barring Asian immigrants. And it stayed like this until 1965, whenever the Immigration and Nationality Act took away a lot of restrictions on immigration, allowing Asian immigrants to come to the US again. And a large number of people that acted on this and started coming to America were Koreans. All right. Y'all still with me? Because now we're gonna move fast. You come to a new country where you're unfamiliar with the language, the culture, and the intense discrimination against you. So what do? You find your people, your community, and you help build each other up to succeed in a new place. And that's what many Koreans coming to America did. With minimal high-position job opportunities for people of color, Koreans started opening their own businesses and working within their own communities to fund the thing. There were even South Korean banks that made efforts to fund Koreans who came to the US to start businesses. Now, this other thing started to happen in the 1960s, where more black people and people of color and immigrants started moving into more cities, more neighborhoods, and this thing called white flight started to happen, where racist white people's worst nightmare came true. Diversity.
No. Oh, you said I love my city. I thought you said diversity.
I did. Diversity.
Oh, sorry.
Diversity.
Oh, shit. Did you hear that?
Elvis's music is based on black people. So they quickly and at large scale started to move out of these neighborhoods, leaving them to be majority populated by immigrants and people of color. Kim attributes such opportunities in some areas, particularly central city sections, to out-migration of white Americans and reluctance of older white ethnics to deal with growing minority populations. So now, where you live has mostly one culture of people. What do? Cater to their needs to make that money. And it's very helpful when the country you came from is having a very successful industry selling those needs. Korea had and still has a huge wig industry, and in Korean American communities with small businesses, the word spread quickly, and Black women were attracted to these beauty supplies faster than ever. Koreans in America used the wig industry as a major economic entry point and filled a range of commercial roles, reaching from importers and wholesalers, dealing with manufacturers in Korea, to retailers and peddlers selling to Americans' consumers. Through carrying out middleman roles with respect to cosmetics and apparel items, many Korean immigrants were able to succeed.
No, really, come on, turn the wigs around. You're sophisticated looking. Come on!
Out in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, popularizing things like wigs, more weave extensions, box sprays, elaborate hairstyles, the beauty supply became a cultural staple. Yay! And we have created a culture around the beauty supply that belongs to us. You ever stand next to another woman in the beauty supply that has the same dookie braids you do as you both choose to pick out the shake and go that you're gonna wear for the next 2 weeks? It's a gratifying experience. You should try it. The beauty supply is this place where we can see each other without judgment. Plus, where else can I find 13 different types of bonnets to replace the one that I keep losing every time I go to bed and wake up? You know what? They should have made a 90s R&B song talking about how frustrating it is to not have your bonnet on in the morning. Actually, I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. Tenacity.
I woke up this morning and my twist out was ruined. I put my hand on my hair and my bonnet, it wasn't there. I thought if I slept upright, you wouldn't leave again. No. But now I see that all the love I have for you won't be returned in the end. Oh, no. You keep my hair looking clean, yeah, it's true. Yeah, you know it's true. When I need support, I will always choose you. Bonnie, don't leave me. Don't leave me. I need your loving. My hair needs. And Bonnie, my hair needs. I love you. It needs your protection. I want your protection. I knew you were jealous when I bought my satin pillowcase. Satin pillowcase. But no one compares to you, and nothing could take your place. Bonnie, don't leave me. I need your loving. I need your loving. And Bonnie, my hair needs. It needs your protection. Now let me take you to church. You keep my hair looking clean, yeah, it's true. And when I need support, and when I need support, I'll always choose you. I'll always choose you. Don't leave me. Please don't leave. Don't need your loving. Please don't leave. Bonnie, my hair needs. Give me one good twist out. It needs your protection. My hair needs your protection.
Wait,
Since we're the main purchasing power, why don't mostly black people own beauty supplies?
Well, one thing's for sure, it's not because we're not in the beauty industry at all. I mean, if you're black and I tell you to think of a black millionaire, you're probably gonna think of Madam C.J. Walker. She was an entrepreneur in the late 1800s and had a beauty and hair product empire. She employed 40,000 people and gave black people hair products that were made for them. She wasn't the only one either. There was Rose Morgan, who employed over 3,000 people to work in the world's largest black-owned beauty parlor ever that made $3 million in just a few years. And how can we forget about Joan and George Johnson of the Johnson Products Company, who created Afro Sheen and Ultra Sheen, and Rihanna. Don't make me explain. So
You didn't answer my question. Where the black-owned beauty supply stores at?
Wait a minute, they do exist. Many do, actually, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not as easy to come by. In fact, according to many store owners, the reason for this is the difficulty getting access to the sellers of the product.
I personally don't feel like they want to do direct business with African Americans because they are intimidated, because they do come into our communities.
Most of these distributors work with Asian-owned beauty supply stores, continuing to close the gap on blacks having the opportunity to get into an industry that has prospered off of the support of black customers.
But they make the ordering process so difficult. And when I want certain products, oh no, we don't have it. When I know you do have it, you just want to give me what you want me to have and not be able to supply me with what's in demand.
Out of more than 35,000 beauty supply stores in the U.S., only about 2,500 are black owned.
To walk into a beauty supply store and not feel welcomed and not feel like you're wanted there, it really affected the way I perceived beauty. And almost every beauty supply store I went in, I experienced the same thing.
I left the job. They actually fired me. Ebin New York is a very popular beauty brand. They are very known for their 24-hour edge controls. I'll put it right here. So once I realized like they're separating me, I have coworkers that's talking to me any kind of way. The supervisors just letting the coworkers talk to me any kind of way. Why am I in this office every day? Y'all are speaking Korean. Y'all don't want to speak to me at all. I'm at the lunch table trying to figure out where I'm gonna go sit at. For you to be talking to me saying like, I just don't see what you do and I don't get your job. And are you even happy here? Because if you're not happy here, then you can get out. He told me that.
𝓂𝓏, a beauty supply owner, had this to say in an NPR article. Some Korean wholesalers, she said, have denied or ignored her requests for products. Meanwhile, a new Korean-owned store that opened across the street a month before her has some brands she can't get. All of it is run by Koreans, said Coffee, 32. A lot of them don't make it easy for blacks to get in. I didn't know it would be this challenging. Korean wholesalers deny any preferential treatment. Shake and Go, which supplies Coffee's nearby competitors, said it works with retailers based on local competition and other exclusivity economic factors, and the choices are far from being discriminatory. Coffee, though, says those statements run contrary to what she and other black beauty supply owners experience daily. Learning about black beauty supply owners having difficulty in their own industry actually reminds me of a lot of other deep-seated obstacles that black-owned businesses have had to deal with historically. Look, y'all, we've been booming in the States. Like, the U.S. has such a big history of black entrepreneurship and purchasing power, but the problem is, over and over again, the communities that we have built for us to thrive have been demolished. The most talked about that I have seen in the past few years is Black Wall Street. It was a community in the 1920s in Tulsa filled with black-owned businesses, community, but a white mob came and destroyed it, burning hundreds of homes and murdering thousands of people. And if this sounds brutal, it happened all over the country for decades. Our success became a target to racist Americans, and whatever generational wealth that we would have built was erased over and over and over. And a notable thing when comparing Black Americans to Korean Americans when it comes to small businesses is that while both are heavily discriminated against, a lot of Korean Americans had help from South Korean banks in funding their business, and they had industries from their home country to supply them products. But us, our options were slim. Even now, a study done by Intuit QuickBooks says that 57% of Black business owners were denied a bank loan at least once when they started their businesses, compared to 37% of non-Black business owners. And while evidence shows it could take over 200 years to close the Black-white wealth gap, 73% of Black business owners surveyed are optimistic it will significantly decrease in the next 100 years. Yay, equality! In 100 years, I guess. It seems like history's forecast has been full of storms raining down obstacle after obstacle on Black-owned businesses, especially when it comes to selling products catered for us in the beauty supply industry. And it can be easy to walk into one and be easily reminded of the challenges that still exist today. I also want to be clear that this video is absolutely not Black Americans versus Korean immigrants. Absolutely not. So please, when you go into the comments, I want you to have critical conversations, but please keep it respectful. There is no room for hate. There's no room for discrimination on this channel. Yeah, that's it. But even though the industry definitely has a long way to go, Black people are still thriving in the beauty industry, opening new storefronts and owning beauty supply stores. In fact, you can find a list of them in the bio of this video. Go support them.
Beauty Essentials Beauty Supply Store is finally open in DC's Ward 4. Owner and Howard alum 𝔂𝓸𝓾'𝓮 is a native Washingtonian who has lived in Petworth for over 21 years.
For so many years, businesses like these were owned by people who did not look like us, and we spent our dollars there. But I promise you that Ward 4 is going to spend their dollars here.
Lisa is thankful to her village for supporting her through this endeavor and ensuring her well-being throughout the process of starting this business.
I deserve to have a store, and I deserve to get the products that I need for my store from my community, whether they're Black, white, pink, or purple.
She hopes this will inspire other young Black women entrepreneurs to follow their dreams. Reporting for Howard University News Vision from Washington, D.C., I'm Maya Trujillo.
Let that be a testament that while the past pain still affects our present, how we've persevered shows that Black people have an ingenuity that can weather anything. Now don't go yet, we still have our Black-owned business of the week, Hello Black Child. It's run by a woman named Gabrielle, and she started the business after being told by multiple people that her love for wearing hoop earrings and long nails was labeled as ghetto and tacky, but she decided to flip it on its head and create an entire business celebrating those things and making it a place where Black girls and Black people feel welcome to embrace just everything that makes them them. And the reason I'm highlighting them is because I love this brand, y'all. Like, if I could give my wallet to this brand, I would, but I have self-control. Like, I was wearing one of the hoodies in a video I made a couple weeks back, and I've bought a set from them, one of which I actually wore while interviewing Pink Panthers because it was pink and I felt like it fit her vibe. This ain't sponsored, y'all. They deserve it, and their stuff is so cute. Like, I'm waiting for a drop. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what the drop is because I don't want y'all to sell it out. I'm gonna get my stuff. And last but not least, we have Tenacity with the Round of Winning, where we highlight Black women that are just winning this week. Tenacity, take it away.
Round one.
W-I-N-N-I-N-G. Call me 𝔂𝓸𝓾'𝓮 cause I be winning. Shining so bright, these haters can't faze me. Proud of my blackness so I can keep rising. It's a win that I hold my head high. It's a win that my dreams reach the sky. It's a win cause I think I'm so fly. And I will succeed, I've made up my mind. W-I-N-N-I-N-G. 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 Round of winning. Round of winning.
If you want more of Black Girl Magic Minute, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you want to be featured in the Round of Winning, you can follow us on our Instagram page and tag us if you had an accomplishment this week. Maybe you just looked real cute and you might be in the next video. You can follow me on all socials at Taylor Cassidy J. And you can watch Nick News on Nickelodeon, where me and my other correspondents report news for kids. Listen to TikTok Radio on SiriusXM. And I have a segment every single Monday called Taylor's DMs, where if you go in the comments right now and comment a question, if you need advice, I will answer you on Taylor's DMs. Take a deep breath. Busy does not always mean productive. You can be productive in silence and taking things slowly. So slow yourself down and take a moment to appreciate everything that you've already accomplished. Remember that they call it Black Girl Magic because it is unbelievable how beautiful your spirit is. So keep your head up, keep your dreams up, and keep rising.
Round one.
Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hand. Focus. Baby, won't you focus? I usually be so for real, because like, if 1 + 1 is 2, I'm black as fuck. Black-owned businesses, Black-owned beauty supply stores.